也是先简单的跟观众朋友们一起来打个招呼，自我介绍一下吧。
Self-introduce to every.
Hello, I'm a Protoss player Neeb. I was really good in 2016 and 2017, and yeah, I hope to show some good games today as well.
大家好，我是来自美国的Neeb，然后我在16年和17年比较活跃，而且打得比较好。今天希望给大家带来精彩的比赛。
哦，谢谢 Neeb。来，我们的解释。
大家好，我是解释。
解释是应该经常来这个我们线下的吗？之前其实有很多比赛是过来做解说的，这一次自己又重返赛场，作为选手在线下，感觉有什么不同的？
其实已经有很多年没有打过线下赛了。这次过来之后，发现大家都很热情，然后体验很好，也很激动啊。
哦，我们再给猫姐姐一点掌声，让她感受一下我们新奇粉丝们的热情。来，是想问一下 Neeb 之前来中国打过比赛吗？打过几次？这一次来中国线下感觉如何呢
Okay. Have you been to China to play any offline tournaments, and how many do you remember that? And do you think this time offline of Douyu Cup, I mean, which difference to the other offlines in China?
Yeah, I've played a lot of Chinese Cups in the past. They're all really fun. Some in Chongqing, some other places as well. Xi'an comes to mind, Hainan. Yeah, so I always have a lot of fun at the Chinese tournaments. This one is more of a laid-back vibe. It's fun. We just want to show good games and have a good time doing so. So that's the difference that I feel with this one.
So about why different?
It's just a more laid-back vibe, and it's more just for having fun.
OK. 就是说，他说他来过很多次中国参加比赛，比如重庆、西安、海南，并且在这里留下过很多美好的回忆。然后这次呢，他觉得这次的比赛呢是他就是已经不活跃以后重新回来的感觉，所以他非常开心，而且希望给大家带来这种精彩的比赛，然后感觉很有趣，粉丝们也很棒啊，所以说希望对吧，给大家一些好的表现。
哇，我们中国的粉丝们再给他一点吧，谢谢。好，那我们接下来的这个比赛其实是一个 PvP 啊，你对于这个内战怎么看呢？
新版本打法都还不固定，就是都有机会吧。然后他昨天是战胜了我的好兄弟鸡哥，看我今天干不干他就完了。
哦，好，来，我们同样也问一下 Neeb。
Yeah. What do you think the new patch of PvP things? Yes.
PvP only?
Yeah, PvP only of the new patch opinion.
I think it's a lot of fun. PvP has always been very coin flippy. You kind of just do something and you hope your opponent does something that you counter. And this patch is really shaking it up, so we don't really know what's going on at all. We're just going to have fun games, I think.
他目前还不知道有什么变化，因为 PvP 一直都是很军事的对抗啊，两边互相打来打去啊，并没有说一切皆有可能啊，所以说他说让我们来看一看后面会发生什么吧。
那让我们一起来期待一下这场精彩的比赛吧！把画面交给我们最专业的解说席。
好的，各位观众，欢迎回来呢。
And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to our second series of the broadcast of the Douyu Cup 2026 day number 3 playoffs. We just wrapped up with our first quarterfinals match between Sue and Scarlet, and now we're here with our PvP. JieShi versus Neeb. I'm of course host VIP. With him, I'm joined by these amazing players, and also a big shout out to both Frozen SC2 and to Babylings for the translations in the chat. Thank you so much. We do greatly appreciate it. Without the two of you and without those that do help us out, whenever we do need some translations, we would have no idea what's going on. So thank you so much. We do appreciate it. Thank you. Letting us know that JieShi was talking about how he was, I guess, transition, how it was feeling back from being a caster, as he's been spending a lot of time casting StarCraft, a little bit less time competing as of late as well. We're doing the caster curse thing on stage, getting Huang to say the opposite of what the fans wish for because he's famous for jinxing. Oh, there you go. The fan asked Huang to wish him to never get a wife. Oh no, not like this. The caster curse. Oh no. God damn it. GG, well played. But with that, we are getting ready here. Vita's not done. Vita's done. Game 1. Oh, Rorschach. Rorschach is a rare sight to behold. A hyper-aggressive map. We will get into it. Bearing in mind that the winner of the series plays against Scarlet tomorrow. I should also emphasize that as well. This is a 4-day event. We're here with the quarterfinals. Tomorrow is the semis and grand finals. So Scarlet is done for the day. She's done for the day. She can rest, she can sleep, she can get some food, and even watch some StarCraft as well. And she can look to see who's going to be her next opponent for tomorrow. And we'll have 24 hours to prepare for that match. As we get ready for our PvP, let's go. Let us go. As we were just hearing from their thoughts about said PTR as well, as we're about to jump on in. Also, Neeb's comment was quite funny. He's like, "Oh, I'm Neeb. I used to be good in 2016." I mean, he was good even in more recent years, to be fair, right? When he was the best in the Americas, and was able to compete abroad as well. But that was, of course, his peak era back when he won Casper Cup. For those that maybe weren't around at the time, Neeb, he was one of the foreign hopes. He was one of the foreign hopes, especially when he went over to Korea to train, to practice, and eventually won Casper Cup, which was a big momentous occasion for Neeb and for his career. For sure. It was one of the best outside of Korea, even amongst the Koreans. That was, of course, way before the rise of like Clem and Cyril and Rainer, back when it was a little bit rarer to see competitive players from outside of Korea able to compete amongst the best of the best. But let's go. Spawning in the left-hand corner, we have Neeb, the American Protoss, for onside. And in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the Chinese Protoss player, the red Protoss. It is JieShi. Let's go. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are now open. Place your bets. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat. Let's go. Let us go as we're jumping into our fresh series, our fresh best of 5. Bear that in mind. Best of 5, not a best of 3. Best of luck in those predictions. Coming into this, I do lean towards Neeb. If you were here over the group stage, you would have seen. But Neeb was looking very impressive in the groups. Like, he was looking very in form, I should say. Very, very in form. I wouldn't say that he was looking like peak Neeb condition, but he was looking very much so like familiar with the meta, familiar with the current patch, of course, and was looking quite confident in his play and quite powerful. We'll see if that trend continues coming into the quarterfinals. We shall see. For now, we're going to be opening up. Welcome to Rorschach. Rorschach is one of the more aggressive maps in the map pool. Short rush distance by ground, and also a healing pad in the center of the map as well. So because of that, I believe, out of all the games we've casted so far in this tournament, this is like the second time we're seeing Rorschach. Rorschach is one of the commonly vetoed maps in the map pool, which is why it's surprising to see it here in the PvP. As now we are going to be opening up at 2 gates. So 2 gate opener, Cybercore as well. So far the workers, they do pass by each other getting across the map, and there is no attempted proxy yet. But because the rush distance is so short, we can just commit to all-ins from back at home without a proxy as well. Again, you don't need said proxy to commit to all-in or to commit to aggression. We'll see how our players decide to take up, whether we do open up Twilight Council, Robo, Stargate, or Faster Nexus. Likewise, do we open up Double Adept, Double Stalker, Stalker Sentry, or Adept Stalker? We have the answer. It's going to be Double Stalker out of Neeb. This will allow Neeb to gain map control, to fight for map control, to engage with these units ahead of time to shut them down. Meanwhile, JieShi opens up Double Adept. This is to harass. So 2 Adepts, they can shade across the map. Ideally, they want to shade into mineral lines, and 2 Adepts will one-shot workers. So damage or aggression is going to be available here to JieShi. JieShi is going to be the aggressor. It's on Neeb to try to keep up and to catch up with those Adepts. Outside of that, no proxy, no shenanigans. Both players are looking to expand. Both players are looking to build up into their PvP. So far, at least. Yeah. Let's go. RIP Trap. Yeah, Trap, he did not quite make it through the group stage, unfortunately. It's a bit of a shame. There were a couple of key players. Trap didn't make it through. Fantasy didn't make it through either. Impact back. Yeah, Impact didn't make it through. part of me wishes that what's done in other big premier tournaments as a nice catch on the adept, he gets one, and we spoke about it earlier, it was on Neeb to catch the adepts, he does get one, and he's gonna get the other as well. Yeah, another shot is gonna go off. Massive pickups here with the adepts. They do nothing, no damage. One of them barely tries to get away, but so far the early game has been in favor of Neeb. But I was going to say is that when it comes to other big premier events, I remember BlizzCon doing this, where the players that got knocked out early in the tournaments used them for some show matches. If you were here for day 1 and day 2, we did have some 3v3 show matches. It would have been nice to, because you have the players available to you, to have like some show matches or some other like content that you can make as a bit of like as like the icebreaker, you know, as the pre-show, the pre-game kind of coming into the tournament. Regardless, oh, nice pick off. Neeb again, he has momentum. He took down 2 adepts. Now he's taking down the sentries as well. Yeah, one strategy falling, denying the batteries. Batteries out of energy, and JieShi, he is struggling here in the early game, losing far too much already. 3 batteries, 2 adepts, a sentry. Does activate Guardian Shield. Neeb respecting it quite heavily here, actually pulling back. And Neeb doesn't have to break through, but he's just already gotten so much value here, as he does catch the second adept. Oh, just try to at least. There we go. Adept goes down to the sentry of all things. Ay, ay, ay. With that, Neeb holds, Neeb attacks. Twilight Council's on the way for a blink to get into that mid game. Meanwhile, do we have any tech out of JieShi? If we did I see a Stargate earlier? We'll keep an eye on him. As again, that was a kill, not a cancel on those 3 batteries. Oh my god, the value, the efficiency. So it's been a very shaky game here for JieShi. He does start his Twilight Council, but again, it's still a ways away. There's going to be a big window in time where Neeb has blink and JieShi does not. A massive window. Oh, siema, papi, siema. Dzień dobry, dzień dobry. So cool to see all those OGs, for sure, for sure. Great to catch up with all these players from years gone by. I was going to mention it yesterday when we saw Neeb on stage, but Neeb, he still looks like he did before. Like he hasn't aged a day, papi. Ay ay ay. Este Neeb. He hasn't played in like 4 or 5 years. But here we go. Here we go. Neeb does commit across the map. Again, blink is almost done. Neeb is a vampire. Confirmed. True, true. Confirmed. As he does cancel the 3rd. Now moving in. There is 1 battery behind this, but again, blink is going to be available here. Neeb, he cannot control. He can micro. Once again, blink is 5 seconds away. JieShi to make up for this is making immortals, with the first immortal still in production. Oh. Neeb does lay the 3rd base once again, claiming his own. It's just playing it safe. Okay, so Neeb is just playing it safe. Pokes in, denies the expansion, pulls away, rotates towards the main base. Does he have high ground vision? He does. Oh, he gets in. Yeah, he's gonna get in as well. Going for the pylons, gets 1, gets 2, depowers the gateways. So massive pickles here, depowers both gateways, rotates down and denies the 3rd base for a 3rd time. No shot. Heavy delay in the 3rd. Ay, ay, ay. JieShi cannot keep up. JieShi supply blocked. He's supply blocked, papi. Oh no. JieShi just wants to expand. He just wants a 3rd. And Neeb pulls away. Behind this, getting to charge his own immortal production as well. 3rd base getting running. Forge is on the way as well for +1. Neeb looking in very comfortable. Very, very comfortable with this game. And this is what we've been seeing throughout the course of the group stage. We mentioned this earlier, but Neeb, he was looking very, very solid in that group stage. And we're seeing that reflected here as well. Yo, did someone tell him that he's meant to be out of shape? Did someone... did someone let Neeb know? He was supposed to be retired, papi. Este Neeb. As from here, we can just back off, build up into charge, +1. Just calm down. And once again, Neeb, he's kind of ahead in every aspect, so there's going to be a bunch of timings available here, where Neeb has charge over his opponents, when Neeb has +1, which I will say is lined up with JieShi at least. They do have even though lined up upgrades, but Neeb has a very comfortable supply lead, and he's pushing. He's now starting to move out. We'll see if we can catch out those immortals. There's no battery on the high ground. Yeah, there is no battery. Oh, sorry, there is one. There's one battery, dies on the immortal. It's going to be focused down. And despite the battery, it does not matter. It's not going to be good enough. GG gets called, and Neeb takes game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. A very comfortable game there for Neeb, is what I will say. Very, very comfortable. As Neeb, he was able to gain momentum very early on in the game. Winding it back, remember, okay, so it came down to the openers. The opener was Neeb opening up double Stalker, and JieShi opened up double Adept. And what happened, JieShi had a late reaction. JieShi, both armies, both units kind of clashed in the center of the map, and immediately JieShi, he lost one of his Adepts. He lost one, the other got very low, and it meant that there was nothing to slow down Neeb, because typically the Adepts, they survive with high HP, and then they can threaten these shades, and then Neeb is stuck at home. But because one Adept went down immediately, Neeb could just rally across the map. And due to losing the initial Adepts, it meant that we had a weaker defense back at home. JieShi, he was struggling. He lost 3 shield batteries at the natural base, and a sentry as well, to the first 4 Stalkers of Neeb. Again, from the very beginning, it all just kind of snowballed out of control. I should also emphasize that something that adds to that aggression is the map. We spoke about it. Rorschach. Rorschach is one of the most vetoed maps of the map pool. It's very small. It's a very small map, very short rushes by ground. So rallying across and punishing your opponent is even more viable here. It hits even harder. Aggression hits even harder on Rorschach. And we saw JieShi struggle as a result of that. So the first domino just began to fall in the beginning, and they just kept falling. They kept falling, and with that, Neeb takes the lead in the series. We'll see if JieShi can recover as... Oh my god, what the hell? We vetoed a bunch of the larger, more macro maps. Game 2 is Rainfall. Talk about aggression. We go from one small map to the other. Like Rainfall and Rorschach, those are the 2 like hyper-aggressive maps of the map pool. And once again, what we just said about Rorschach applies here as well. Where if you start to get momentum, if you pick up a couple of units early on, you can just rally. You just rally across. You just send it. Let's go. So he lost the probe and canceled 2 batteries. If you remember, he didn't cancel the batteries, he killed them. We saw the units lost tab, and JieShi, he lost 3 batteries. Like they were killed, not canceled. So we were trying to emphasize, but here we go. We're getting into game number 2, and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Rainfall, we have the American Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss leading the series 1-0. It is Neeb. Are we doing a zoom? Are we? Am I crazy? Did I miss it? Maybe. In the bottom right-hand corner, we have JieShi. The Chinese Protoss. Let's go. Let us go. As we're settling into our game, settling into our series, welcome and all to Rainfall. Rainfall is, again, a smaller map of the map pool. Shorter rush distance by ground. Aggression is more favored here, and we'll see how aggressive our players plan on being. We'll see if JieShi tries to play a little bit more defensive instead. Eyes are mainly going to be on JieShi to see how he adjusts to Neeb. How does he adjust? Neeb said he was here to have fun, so it makes sense he wants to play all the smaller maps. True, true. Let's go. Bilbo Neebkins hasn't aged a day. I understand the reference. True. As so far we going... Oh, interesting. So we do have our 2 gate openers from our 2 players here. So far, so good. JieShi does move out across the map a little bit faster, but for the most part, both players are going for their probe scouts. And we should come across each other. And we do. They're both probes, they do scout each other. Moving out. There is no proxy. No shenanigans, not yet. Oh, my apologies. There we go. Now, in game 1, JieShi did open up double Adept, and it was Neeb going double Stalker. We'll see if that trend continues. We'll see if our players do adjust or even turn those tables and have a bit of a role switch. Once again, double Stalker out of Neeb, double Adept out of JieShi. Let's run it back. Now, we should once again emphasize, the role of these 2 Adepts is to threaten shades and ideally shade into the main base and threaten the economy. But we gotta be careful not to lose them, because if we lose them, then you lose map control. If you lose map control, then Neeb can start rallying again across the map. Nice block, as it looks like JieShi does lock the probe into the main. We'll force a recall. Too late. The probe is going to be killed. Nice catch out of JieShi. But with this probe, at least Neeb does scout one adept. And here come those stalkers. Ideally, Neeb wants to catch the adepts in the center of the map. Do we run into each other? We do not. As we can see, JieShi does skirt around the edge. Neeb will miss the adepts, but he will poke in towards the natural. Yeah, it does poke. Will force cancel. This time it's cancelled. Last time they were killed. Meanwhile, we have 2 more stalkers back at home. Likewise, Neeb is getting ready with this probe to pylon block. Oh, that one stalker taking a lot of hits. Adepts actually come back home to surround. Okay. Yeah, Adepts they turn back around. They collapse on the stalker. Nice hold damage. At the same time, Neeb will reinforce, catching out the adept in the end. Better trade for Neeb. Better trades, Pappy. Catching out the sentry. Yeah, sentry and the second adept as well. 2 adepts and a sentry for 1 stalker. Once again, Neeb is out trading. He wants that sentry. Oh, God. As he just keeps rallying across the map, Pappy. I mean, hey, that's rainfall. We could just rally. Yeah, the battery's trying to help, but is now out of energy. Oh, nice shuffling by Neeb. Very nice. Shuffles back his units. Second battery's almost done, and JieShi's holding. Whew, okay. Second battery now completes. JieShi does hold on. This time, not as much damage. We're stabilizing. Still a better start for Neeb, but we're calming things down. We're stabilizing. Twilight Council's on the way. Both players building up into Blink. Slightly earlier here for Neeb. But the game will continue. And Neeb's lead is not as large as it once was last game in Game 1. Still a better start, but overall... Oh, okay. I assumed it was Blink. My apologies. Twilight Council into Dark Shrine. Let's go, let's go. Dark Shrine gets thrown down. We're going into DTs. It's going to be on Neeb to scout this to confirm. As Hallucinations moving out across map for Neeb. Likewise, JieShi also gets eyes on the Twilight Council and the Robo. So JieShi's aware of the follow-up. Neeb moves in, and Neeb does scout the Dark Shrine. Oh, pin to the main. He's denied. The scout is barely going to be denied. Stalker shot does not go off. He scouts. He sees. He does scout just in time. JieShi failed to deny the hallucination. It was close. It was so close. 2 volleys away from going down. And with that, Observer's on the way. Observer's on the way. Neeb, he already had a Robo, so he already had access to detection. Oh, that's crazy. And he reacts with his own Dark Shrine. Okay. Again, Neeb should be able to defend against JieShi's Dark Shrine. We'll see if JieShi can find this one. Hallucination is going to be denied. I believe did not scout. Yep, as we can see here, did not scout the tech, did not scout the Dark Shrine. JieShi has no idea. Now, what I will say is that JieShi does have a Robo and is already making an Observer. So even though JieShi doesn't know what's going on, he will have detection available. Now, there's a very high chance that JieShi moves out with the Observer and moves out to scouts, but he'll be able to recall. He can always recall the Observer back home, so he should be okay. This should not deal like game-ending damage. Should. As JieShi, there we go. Now it does confirm. Confirms the Dark Shrine. Ooh, we do cancel in the end. Neeb not wasting resources. Both players claiming their 3rd bases. And now we're calming down and settling into the mid game. Likewise, JieShi, because he got scouted, I don't believe we've seen any Dark Templar warped in yet. Now remember, warp-ins and proxies can be stronger here in this version of the game just because you no longer need a gateway to have fast warp-ins. And there's a pylon in the top right-hand corner of the map for JieShi. So that does mean that JieShi does have access to those fast warp-ins for Zealot run-bys or even DT harass as well. True. Otherwise, we have a much more passive game here. I mean, Neeb was the aggressor early on, don't get me wrong, but now we're just building up on 3 bases. As I say that, Neeb does move out. Neeb does have the Immortal advantage. He did have the faster robo, faster Immortal production. Neeb has a very strong backbone to his army. JieShi will spot this. And JieShi does have a couple of Zealots, but I don't think we have enough. Yeah, not enough Zealots here. Neeb moves in. Immortals, they just bully back the Stalkers. And JieShi just can't engage. He needs Zealots to buffer. And he's got four charges. He blinks in. Oh no! He gets punished. Yeah, he dies in. Does get punished. 1 Immortal goes down, but so many Stalkers going to be falling. Second Immortal going to be targeted. Nice target firing here by JieShi. But there are so many Stalkers, and Neeb, he is overwhelming. Yeah, he's got a massive army here. Another Immortal comes in to support. And JieShi just cannot keep up. Not like this. He gets bullied, papi. Ay, ay, ay. Losing every single Stalker, every single Zealot, and with that, Neeb snowballs out of control, breaks the low ground third. GG gets called, and Neeb will take a 2-0 lead in the series. Whew. GG. GG, well played, and Neeb, he will claim a lead. Again, winding it back here, JieShi, unfortunately, he did invest into the Dark Shrine, didn't really lead to anything, of course. He went for a later Robo, went for earlier charge, but we did need more Zealots to buffer to be able to tank against the Immortals. Whether it's Zealots, whether it's Adepts, we need something else there to protect those Stalkers. We saw only 4 Zealots, it was not enough, and even though the Immortals got focused down, they still did their job, right? They still did their job, they tanked very, very well, allowed for Neeb to overwhelm that ground army and break through. GG. GG, well played. Likewise, of course, JieShi had no defensive setup, so he had no additional battery set up at the third base for any kind of defensive setup. Likewise, it was a bit of a later scout of the army pushing because the map is so small. Rainfall and Rorschach, you can push across the map, you get there in seconds, and your opponent has less time to scout, to react, to respond as well. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're getting to game 3, and I'm hoping for a back and forth. I did say that Neeb was favored in this series, but I'm still hoping for a back and forth and hoping for a longer series here, but the pressure is on JieShi, and we'll see if we can bring it back. We'll see, Pappy, we'll see. Yeah. It's not a happy thing spawn the robot. Oh no. Imagine seeing Neeb play again. Never thought I'd wake up to that. Ah, buenos dias, baby. Buenos dias. Buenos dias. And as in the top right hand corner, we do have our American Protoss player representing onside. It is Neeb. And in the bottom left hand corner, we have the Chinese Protoss player. It is JieShi. Here we go. Whew, we are going to be loading into game number 3 here, and again, Neeb is up 2-0, and once again, Neeb is looking very comfortable in this series. He's looking very, very comfortable here, and we'll see if we can try to stop that. We'll see if we can make a series out of this. The pressure is on JieShi. The pressure is on, and so far, we're going to be opening up. Welcome to Washouts. Washout is a larger map of the map pool, not the largest, but larger compared to Rorschach, compared to Rainfall. Is a little bit larger. Does have its own unique aspects, of course. Is a little bit more of a choky map. There are less kind of avenues to engage with the pushing army. There are more lanes on this map, but that does change as you open the map up. You know, there are rocks in the center. You can knock them down. You can open up the middle. There is that aspect here to Washouts. Likewise, we have a lot of hybrid bases as well. As of 5th, 6th, 7th base, you can take these gold bases as well, or these hybrid bases. But I'll be honest, I don't think we're gonna get that far. Like, I don't see us going to the mid to late game, but we'll see. I'd love to be proven wrong, as the players have been much more active this series. Let's go. So now JieShi does move out. Once again, 2 gate openers from Neeb, 2 gate openers from JieShi. Every game so far, it's been JieShi going double Adept, it's been Neeb going double Stalker. We'll see that trend continues again. On a larger map, there's a higher chance that maybe Neeb plays safe and goes Stalker Sentry instead. True, true. There is that possibility. Speaking of, there it is. So double stalker at a Neeb, singular stalker out of JieShi. Did you notice he made a zealot as a fake out to cancel it? Oh, still does make a second stalker though. Okay. Yeah, it looks like, so typically when you make a zealot, the purpose is to cancel the zealot and squeeze out a faster nexus, right? That's the goal, to be greedy. But Neeb pylon blocked. Neeb, he pylon blocked the expansion. So as you can see here, there's that pylon block. So in the end, JieShi was forced to make a delayed second stalker. JieShi was forced into it. Pylon does finish. Again, just delaying the expansion. Neeb should be going for his own. So Pylon is going to go down. Neeb, he's going to be threatening with his own stalkers. Does threaten. Pulls away. Nexus for JieShi. And same for Neeb. So we're just calming things down. Economic openers for the most part. Now we can pull away. I noticed that. So like if you saw on the feed there on the cameras, like maybe at this point like 8 seconds ago, Neeb, he did like a double take and he chuckled. And I was curious. I was like, what did he do? What happened? This is what happened. So this was a mistake. Hallucinated disruptor, let's go, Papi, let's go. But you saw the reaction. You saw the reactions on cam. It was a couple of seconds before the observer saw this, when he was like, "Wait, what?" So because I mean that's actually pretty huge. That means he gets no hallucination scout. I mean neither does JieShi actually. I guess no one gets a scout for 2 very different reasons, but no scout. See, Neeb, he's like, oh, I was meant to be retired. I got to play it up, Papi. I'll hallucinate a disruptor. As here comes the second wave, the second scout, and both players get into their respective bases. JieShi confirms earlier Twilight Council into Blink, and I believe so does Neeb. As Neeb is also across the map with his own hallucination. It's all an elaborate mind game. True. Kappa. As both players are taking the same direction. Twilight Council into Robo. Blink alongside Detection. A faster third out of Neeb. Okay. Does go for the faster expansion, but only by a couple of seconds as JieShi is not too far behind. And again, for the most part, we're mirroring each other. There's like a couple of seconds different here and there with certain tech structures and certain upgrades. But otherwise, we are calming down. And you can already see like the change of pace from map to map, right? We spoke about how Rorschach and Rainfall favor aggression, and we saw some hyper aggression in both those games. Here we load into Washout, a larger map, and bam, already we're just chilling. For the most part, as JieShi does move in. Oh, nice catch. JieShi does move out across the map, does catch one of the stalkers, does get himself the pylon as well. Very nice pick goes here by JieShi. Oh, as Neeb comes in for a flank, wants that sentry, gets one. Does he get 2? Oh my god, 2 sentries go down. Okay, there's a bit of a punish. As JieShi will lose 2 sentries for a pylon and a stalker. So a back and forth trade. Losing that sentries does mean less hallucinations and less scouting. That is impactful. Blink is now finishing up. Even though they said PvP doesn't have a meta yet, they're both playing standard macro PvP. I mean, I will say that the meta for the mirror matchups is pretty much the same. Like, there's like some slight differences here and there. Like in ZVZ, Muta play is a little bit stronger, and there's obviously 10 pools that you have to factor in. That does force earlier, like more likely like pool first builds. But like when it comes to like the meat and potatoes, or like the core of what is ZVZ, like it's still the same. Same with TVT and same with PvP as well. Like it's still pretty much the same as the previous patch. The edges are a little bit different, but like the foundation of it is the same. The reasoning for this is because even though the patch was meant to be like, and to be fair, it was like worker change, warp gate change, like there were some big changes made, but there was nothing done really about like any core units. Like there was no change to like how the Zealot works, or the Stalker works, or the Immortal works, or the Disruptor, like outside of like the Phantom attack, right? Like there was no like fundamental changes to any of the units themselves. So like compositions, they're still the same, right? The build up, still all there. And I would say that about all mirror matchups. I emphasize mirror matchups because we have seen a lot of, obviously there's a lot of differences in TVP, ZVP, and ZVT, and no, mainly those two. Mainly ZVP and ZVT. Sorry, ZVP and PvT, the Protoss matchups. As it does shade into the main base, does confirm the Dark Shrine, forcing out a bunch of cannons. We have 5 DTs warping in. So I was a little bit distracted. But the matchups that have changed the most are the Protoss versus Zerg and Protoss versus Terran matchups. Those two. All the others are fairly similar. As Neeb does move out, he commits across the map. At the same time, where are those 5 Dark Templar? As JieShi's out of position, you can see JieShi's outside of his natural. This 4th base is exposed. Yeah, you can see the camera pan over. This 4th base should go down. Neeb, he does collapse in. I say that actually goes to the economy here. 6 probe kills. Yeah, 6 probes go down. Very nice force field, zoning away all the zealots. Yeah, the majority of the zealots, they do not engage. Better fight here for Neeb. Zealots, they try to move in. Archons, they move well. Down to 2 though. Yeah, down to 2. Down to soon to be 1 Archon. We have more zealot reinforcements. It's still going to be quite close, quite clutch. Breaks through the zealots. And with reinforcements, JieShi, I believe, should have enough to hold on here, but he will almost lose the Immortal. Yeah, there's the warp in. There's the defensive warp in. Whew. And JieShi should survive, but he will lose 16 probes in the process. Ay, ay, ay. Like, this was not an efficient fight for JieShi. And here come the reinforcements. Yeah, here come the Zealot warp ins from across the map. It took them a while to get here. There was no reinforcing pylon. There was no reinforcing pylon, but they have arrived. They've won the Zealots. They break through the expansion. The base will go down. 20 probe kills. Down goes the Nexus. There's Rico back home, saving the Immortals. Insane save, by the way. And here come the mass ETs. They're coming. With flair, Bappy, in style. Neeb, he walks in. He can hold position micro. He can hold the cannon. The cannon will go down. The surround does nothing. Bappy does nothing. And we just keep going. Okay, the Observer comes in. The Observer does come in. That's still going to be 7 probe kills. JieShi may have survived, but he lost so much in the process. He lost his 4th base. He lost the mineral line. He lost the core units of his army. The Archons, the Immortals. Surprised no proxies though? I agree. I agree. Like I do agree in the sense that the previous 2 maps you didn't need proxies to be aggressive. But I was half expecting a proxy here on this map, not gonna lie. Yeah, correct, you're correct. There were no proxies this series. What's the rationale behind the invites to Douyu Cup? Retired players only? I mean, there were some semi-active players like Cyan. Cyan is semi-active. Scarlet is semi-active. I think the criteria is just like, you know, legends of StarCraft that are willing to compete again, right? There's no like hard limit or hard cutoff that's like they have to be retired for like X amount of years. Like, no. Just vibes. Just vibes, papi. There was no strict rule about it. As Neeb breaks out, knocks down the expand. JieShi is supply blocked. We can see JieShi is very heavily zealot reliant. You can see that supplies are deceptively close, but again, it's heavy zealots for JieShi. Meanwhile, oh no, they're trapped. Are they? No, he's trapped. JieShi, no. The Immortals, they're not going to be part of this. They're trapped in the main. Not like this, Fabi. Not like this. I was gonna say that JieShi's main army is very zealot focused, so a couple of Archons will make short work of them. He has to be very careful with how he engages. Yo, not who to say Colossus. Let's go. Let's go. The Colossus has arrived. You can see Neeb has 8 Archons. Sorry, 9 Archons. That is the anti-zealot unit. He's here for the zealots, Pappy. 9 Archons. He's moving in. And you can see him overwhelmed. The Immortals are exposed. Zealots are trying to collapse in, but here come the Archons. Yeah, they mow through the Zealots. And with that, every Zealot goes down. The Archons, they reign supreme, and Neeb will break through. GG gets called, and Neeb will claim the series 3-0, advancing on to the semi-finals. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Neeb will claim the series 3-0. Again, we saw some more aggressive tendencies in the first 2 games. Here in game 3, we slowed things down. We got up to 4 bases. We got up to, you know, the mid game. To be fair, we got into the mid game. But regardless, we did see that JieShi was caught out of position, winding it back. We had comparable army sizes, but remember, JieShi was parked at his natural, whereas Neeb snuck up on the 4th base. You could argue that that was on JieShi for failing to see the move out and failing to see the army rotation. So we saw that JieShi was caught with his pants down. He was caught with his pants down, and it was in that fight where Neeb was able to get into the mineral line, cripple the economy, and take a better fight. And to be fair, it also came down to the army control. Neeb had some crazy force fields. Do you remember when Neeb attacked at that 4th location, he force fielded the army, and I want to say like 70% of the zealots were doing nothing. We're doing nothing for JieShi. They were just stuck like derping out like behind the wall of force fields, and they just could not engage. So as a result of that, Neeb was being hyper efficient with his fight, and he achieved more damage than he otherwise should have. Took a really strong fight there, was able to trade well, killed like 20 probes and the Nexus, and killed all the Archons and the Immortals as well. Just hyper efficient fights, and everything just snowballed from there. GG. After that, we saw Neeb styling with the DTs and getting to the bases, and likewise we saw a chaotic moment from JieShi with Immortals getting stuck in the main, but that was after like all the damage had been dealt. GG. GG, well played with that, congratulations, and I believe we're about to have a winner's interview. I believe we're going to get Neeb on stage. We'll have that interview. Just catching up with the chat. So I see in the chat, will Kelzer play as well? Diego, baby Diego. He did play yesterday. So if you missed it, I do recommend the VOD. If you look at the title of the stream, this is day 3. We're live with day 3 of the tournament. So you missed out on Diego. He played yesterday. He played in day 2. And he had some really fun games. I will say that Diego, he was a really good showman. Like he had a lot of fun with the crowd. He was having a lot of fun with the crowd, like hyping them up, you know, and playing with them. It was he had a good time. Kelzer, he had a good time. Oh.
好，我们也是想问一下，那么在第一把的时候，我看到你是选择了加速2个 BG 出追猎压制，而且压制的很成功。后面呢，你是通过 OB 去开视野绕路闪烁追猎，跳到了解释的一个主矿，更进一步的扩大了你的优势。那么你的追猎跳到主矿的这个位置，跟当时的这张地图的地形有关，所以是因为这张地图你特别准备了这个战术吗？
So about the first question is, at the first map you choose the blink, stalkers and speed the BG, the warp gate, and use the observers to make the map's version to JieShi's main base, and you just blink, drop out into, and just make it to be the win. Is this technique? It's only for this map. Yeah, I mean the terrain is different for the other map. Is that typically is different prepared for this map?
Yeah, I actually didn't prepare that at all. I just played a faster blink than him. I think he was a bit scared from the early game, so he played very defensively and had a very late blink. And me having the earlier blink opens me up to being able to do these kinds of plays, like you blink in the main with an observer, because my tech was just way faster than his. So it wasn't prepared or anything. It was just a response to how he was playing.
OK， 他的回答是，其实他并没有针对这张地图做过多的准备，他只是想速闪追。至于为什么呢？因为他觉得解释比他弱。 解释比他弱，他就会全防。全防的话呢，他的 blink 就会比他慢。然后呢，所以呢，他就直接用一波闪针给他带走得了啊，就这样。然后于是他就选择了这个战术，但是效果很不错。
确实啊，那我们其实发现你的一个兵营开门都蛮早的，这样是为了让你的运营更加的顺畅吗
？We just found your warp gate is open very early, and is that make your macro more smoothly? Just like the warp gate is different at now, yeah.
Yes, in PvP, I still think you want to morph the warp gates fast because it just allows you to have maximum flexibility in what you're choosing to make and when you're choosing to make it. In other matchups like PvZ and PvT, I delay the warp gate further, but in PvP, I think just morphing them right away is what you have to do.
他觉得 PvP 那个对阵里面开门还是很重要的。然后，因为开门可以为他的进攻带来最大化的效益，或者说最大化的进行，就是优化于他的运营和进攻。如果你不开门的话，可能就没有办法。但是如果 PvZ 或者 PvT 的话，他可能会选择不开门。对于这个版本，因为可能会根据战术的不同去进行不同的判断。对，是这样的。
是的，根据不同的一个种族对阵选择不同的战术。那今天感觉你的一个状态特别好啊，想问一下你为了这一次比赛复健了多久，做了哪些准备呢
？You played super well today, and how many times you practice before this match?
After my match yesterday, I played all last night, so I prepared a lot.
他昨天晚上玩了那个准备
That's
啊，所以真的准备了很多。对。
哇，我们把掌声送给他，非常非常认真对待我们比赛的选手，掌声送给他，再一次恭喜Neeb获得了比赛的胜利。那么我们也是稍事休息一下，一会儿会为大家带来下一场比赛。
Yo, shout out to congratulations to Neeb. Neeb, he does claim this series. He does advance on into the semis. Shout out to our lovely host and translator for, of course, providing for the interview after said series as well. And with that, we are halfway through the quarterfinals. We're halfway through. Scarlet advanced on. Neeb advanced on. We will have that NA rematch in the semifinals. That NA kind of historical match, actually, even. Because, again, Neeb and Scarlet, they played so often in EPT Americas. EPT Americas, if you remember, that was all about Neeb, Scarlet, and Estrella. Trigger was also competing at the time, but Trigger, he was still rising up. Like, he was still, like, you know, developing as a player and rising up just behind them. But again, it was mainly Estrella, Scarlet, and Neeb that were facing off in those COVID years of StarCraft. And now, all these years later, we see Neeb versus Scarlet once again. Let's go. Let us go. The NA match, pappy. Meanwhile, sorry, just catching up in the chat just to answer some questions. Someone asking, what is the money on the line or on the board? So this tournament is a $20,000 USD prize pool. So massive prize pool for this tournament. Big prize pool, pappy. And someone else was asking here as well, is this on the new patch or on a mod? This is on the new patch. It's on the new patch. From my understanding, the only tournament right now that's going to be played on the previous patch via mod is Maestros of the Game. MOG, so Masters of the Game, the event happening in France, that's going to be in the previous version of the game, but that's the only one. From my understanding, RSL is going to be in the live patch. Douyu Cup is in the live patch. Home Story Cup, from my understanding, is also going to be in the live patch as well. So there's a lot of most of the tournaments are going to be happening in live patch, but there is going to be a mod available for MOG or Masters of the Game. Some other questions here. Surprise no proxies. I guess warp gate change makes proxies worse. If you watched GSL CK, there were still proxies there. Even with the warp gate change, we still saw proxies in PvP. So I wouldn't take this series to be like, oh, we're never going to see like one base all-ins anymore in PvP. I think we will. I think we will. I think it was just specific to this series. So don't rule that out. Just catching up. Catching up. Every player in this tournament isn't a pro anymore. As you mentioned, they play a little bit fast and loose. So there are some players that are competing here that haven't competed in like 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. It varies here. Some of them haven't played in a longer time than others, and there are others that are still relatively like semi-active. Like Scarlet, she's still semi-active. Cyan is still semi-active as well. So. I think maybe a better way of putting it is that there are no full-time players competing here, right? Like Scarlett technically again is on the team, is repping Shopify, but she's been playing a little bit less as of late. I mean, obviously everyone knows Zero Space, right? Like Zero Space is on the horizon. She's been helping to work on Zero Space, right? So like there's been other things going on. Was that Maxed in the white shirt? Yes, yes. It's very common for the SC Boy casting team to bring on Maxed, Coffee, XY, Oliveira, JieShi as well. Like, if you look at the Chinese casters, they often rotate. It's not just like F91 and Xiaoxe. They rotate like the pro players to cast. $20 million. Sorry, did I say 20 million? 20,000. Sorry. $20,000. My apologies. But yeah, you can see it on Wikipedia. But yeah, with that, we're going to be going on a short break. As you can see here, Innovation and TY are doing videos. They're doing videos, so we're going to be going on a short break. When we come back, we will have our next series. We'll have Innovation and TY ready for you for the TVT. See you soon. See you soon.